Timmy raced home from the bus stop, barged in through the front door, dropped his book bag off, kissed his mama on the cheek, and ran up the stairs. He was eager to get in his room. He was eager to see his brand new best friend. It was a butterfly, but it wasn't like any butterfly he had ever seen before. It was pink. And when it opened its wings, it was all the colors of the rainbow. All seven colors of the rainbow. It was amazing. But what was really odd was that the butterfly had a mouth, and the mouth was full of sharp needlepoint teeth. He had found it last night during the real big bad thunderstorm. It was cowering at his window. It was scared of the lightning and thunder, just like he was scared of the lightning and thunder. So when he offered the jar, the butterfly crawled right in, didn't hesitate. So he barged into his room and then closed the door quickly behind him. That way, no one could get the drop on him. He went to his window and he pulled back the curtain. And there, in the jar, was the butterfly, his beautiful new butterfly friend. He was so excited, he giggled at the sight of it. And when it saw him, he wasn't sure how it saw him, but it saw him, and it opened its wings and showed off the magnificent rainbow. And he giggled and squealed in delight. He thought maybe the butterfly was hungry, so he had snuck into his big brother Jim's room and grabbed a mouse from the live bait box that Jim used to feed his snakes in his room. It's okay, because Jim wouldn't miss just one mouse. He unscrewed the jar and dangled the mouse over the lip of the jar. The butterfly gnashed its sharp teeth, chomped, chomp, 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 chomp. And Timmy dropped the mouse in and watched in fascination as, like a land piranha, that the butterfly had skinned this thing to the bone in less than 5 seconds. And why it ate, its jaws made a whirling noise like Papa's buzzsaw out in the barn when he was cutting lumber. It was amazing. And only a few seconds later, he would eat the bones too. Amazing. Timmy would spend days with his new butterfly friend, telling the butterfly everything that goes on in the farmhouse. Told him about Jim, and when Jim's being a jerk, the butterfly would gnash its teeth and flap its wings. I think Timmy thought it was angry at Jim. Yes, it could be angry at Jim, but Jim was also very nice, so he would have to meet Jim at some point. And then he would tell the butterfly about me and old nasty Mr. Edelston. Mr. Edelston, who owned the big farm. Mr. Edelston, who they rented their farm and the house from. Mr. Edelston, who would come over with his eyes bloodshot and smelling funny and yelling and screaming and pounding on the door and making Mama cry. The butterfly didn't like this. He flapped its wings real fast and kept going with his teeth. I saw it. And one time, Mr. Elston came over with pinging and pounding on the door and made Mama cry, and it took 2 mice from Jimmy's food box to calm the butterfly down. But it's okay, because Jimmy wouldn't miss it. Timmy was sure of it. Jimmy wouldn't miss him at all, but 2 mice that night. 2 mice. A week or two went by, and while Mama was cleaning Timmy's room, while he was at school, she found the butterfly. And she waited for Timmy on the porch when Timmy came rushing home and asked, "Was this the reason you've been up in your room all this time? Running in, slamming doors?" "Yes, Mama," Timmy said. And then Mama said that Timmy had to let it go because we couldn't keep Mr. God's creatures all locked up, especially butterflies. They weren't cats and they weren't dogs, which were meant to aid man. So Timmy unscrewed the lid and told Mr. Butterfly that he would have to go. And the butterfly gnashed its teeth and gave him a quick flap, and Timmy giggled as he flew off. He flew off, and maybe Mr. Butterfly would bring his butterfly friends back, Timmy thought. And Timmy giggled because the butterfly had headed off to Mr. Edelston's farm. Later that night, Mr. Edelston sat in his easy chair in his house and felt a sharp pain on the back of his neck as the butterfly bit in. He screamed and began to swat. He heard this buzzsaw noise in his ears as he continued to scream. As the butterfly crawled up, he beat himself, but it was too late. The butterfly was inside and starting to eat at his brain. Mr. Ellison started to claw his face, beat at his head, scream as blood poured from his eyes, nose, mouth, and ears, until Mr. Ellison fell over. The screaming stopped as his body spasmodically twitched for the final time, and the butterfly began to lay its eggs inside Mr. Edelston's head. The butterfly thought this would make a perfect cocoon for its young, plenty of food to eat through and eat their way out of. And soon the eggs would hatch, and soon there would be more, and they would find more human cocoons. Could be sure of that. But they would leave Timmy alone. They would leave the Timmy always alone. But they would come back for a visit. It was going to be a good time.